Hey guys, it's Chris Sledge Douglas here. Welcome to the BS Sessions. And I was on Japanese TV. What did you do?
Ah, shit!
Yep, I was on Japanese TV. Well, as some of you know, well, hopefully anybody who's been following this BS Sessions series knows, I've lived in Japan for quite some time. I was in Yamanashi Prefecture, then I lived in Tottori Prefecture, and I did a lot of English teaching, a lot of private English tutoring. I even worked in a public high school. However, I'd have to say the single biggest Japanese achievement, besides actually, you know, learning enough of the language to actually communicate with real people without the aid of a translator, I guess the single biggest accomplishment I'd have to say is that I was on Japanese TV. And I kind of just chanced into it. Well, first, before I get too much into it, I'm going to show you the clip, and we're going to talk about it. So I'll tell you about the situation, but first, let's roll that beautiful me footage.
そうですよね。さあ時刻はお昼も回り、お店は大忙し。そんな中でもスタッフの皆さん、ナイスチームワークで笑顔で接客。私はセッターを断念して接客のお手伝いをすることに。
USA。
ハンバーガーの本場。
そうなんです今。
モスバーガーが大好きで。
掘ってます。掘ってます。
Well, there you have it. I was a much more clean-shaven me, and believe it or not, this happened just not even a year ago. This happened like some months ago, maybe like 6 months ago. It was getting warmer, as you could see by the my attire at the time. Right now, where I stand right now at the bitter end in Waterbury, Connecticut, I'm looking out this window. I see snow falling. I see snow falling. But at that time, it was pretty warm. So, so basically, I lived in Tottori Prefecture. I lived in Yonago City. And while Yonago itself, central Yonago, was very active, the surrounding areas were pretty much farmland. I mean, they were good quality farmland. It's not just like out in the sticks farmland, but they were still farmland. There was very little to do outside that little area. I mean, of course, if you used the train or whatnot, if you drove, you're fine. But I was always a person who liked walking more. I can't say why. I like walking. But anyway, so one day, I believe it was definitely a payday. And in between my apartment and the place I was working was a Moss Burger. Well, among other things. There was, let's see, on the way there was, of course, a convenience store. There was various yakiniku shops. And there was Moss Burger. And, of course, just to divulge a little bit, going on a little bit of a tangent, around the corner from where I worked was a kappazushi. And I love kappazushi. That's my favorite sushi. If you don't know, kappazushi is a Japanese kaiten sushi restaurant. Some people say it's not exactly of the highest quality. I don't fucking care. I love the place. It was nice and cheap. But again, like I said, that's a divergence. That's a tangent. Let's get back to this. So, like I said, there's a Moss Burger on my way to work. And it was a payday, so I was feeling particularly hungry and particularly feisty, so I decided to, before work, go in and grab myself a bite to eat. And I walked in, and there was a professional video camera person, a camera person there, holding, obviously, a camera. There was a boom mic person, and the usual store staff was there, and then, you know, they're usually friendly, of course, because they know me. And I asked them, what's going on? I asked them, what's up? And they told me that they were doing a special for this show called 土曜日の生卵, which means Saturday's raw egg. It's basically not a variety show, but it's a Saturday morning talk show, you know, kind of like your Good Morning America, where like they have certain segments, certain stories. This particular episodes, which by the way, if you follow the link in the video, will take you to my Sledge course site, where you could see the whole episode in its entirety. Just in case you needed proof that this is real or something, or you just wanted to watch the whole thing. The topic of the show was, I guess, soba, or udon. And, unfortunately, I haven't watched it in a while, and I kind of forgot. And for whatever reason, they included a thing on Moss Burger. Now, the story on Moss Burger in Yonago was, I guess it's a very high-ranking Moss Burger in the Moss Burger hierarchy. And this particular one did particularly well. So they had this company meeting going on, this like awards thing going on, and that particular branch got a really good achievement. And so it had turned out that had already happened, that had already been filmed by the time I got there. So I got there, I asked them what's going on, they told me about it, and everything was normal. A little after I made my order, I was already seated, because at Moss Burger, you place your order, you get seated usually, unless you're waiting for it to go. Moss Burger has more of a family restaurant type feel, like a Denny's or something. They serve fast food, but it's kind of like, they give you that family restaurant atmosphere. So I sit down, and a few minutes later, right before the food came out, they came up to me and asked me if I'd like to be on. And of course, as you all know, I'm extremely camera shy. Extremely camera shy. That's a complete lie. So of course I said yes. And you saw the results there. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. There was, of course, there was more footage. As usual, there was more footage than they actually shown that was recorded. But they chose to use what they did, and hey, whatever. I'm just happy that I made it on there. Now, how I got that footage, how I was able to record that was another matter, because you see, I didn't have cable. That was my own personal choice. I did not have cable. My first time in Japan, I had cable, I had Samurai Fighting TV. It was awesome. But this time, I didn't have cable. So I actually asked some of my students to record it. And one such student did. One of my students and one of my fellow co-teachers both recorded them. And thank you both so much for helping me out on that. You don't know how much I appreciate it, because now I got the footage, I was able to put it on here, and hopefully show you guys that I was on Japanese TV. Anyway, once again, thank you for watching the BS Sessions. We are on our 4th episode. It's fantastic. I apologize for not being able to update so much, mostly because I'm in the United States, but a lot of stuff was happening even when I was in Japan. So I apologize for that. I do still have some more footage I recorded from Japan sitting on my SIM card, if I could ever find the damn thing. For example, I went to a wrestling show called Barakaku. I recorded a ton of footage there. So I'd like to show you guys that. Also, a couple other things that I recorded that I want to show you guys. But unfortunately, I'll be doing it broadcasting from the bitter end here in Waterbury, Connecticut. So, keep watching the BS Sessions. Hopefully I could get more up. Hopefully, maybe it'll turn into once a month. Who knows? Hopefully. But anyways, thank you for watching, and this is Chris Sledge Douglas signing out. See ya. Oh, wait. I don't have my customary alcohol. What am I gonna do? I'm at my bar. Alright, let's take a toast. Well, I had to do it. I started the tradition from the very first episode. I gotta continue it. So, here we go. Here's what I'm gonna do. And I'll leaning over just so you can see some of our nice bar collection there. Our tchotchkes, our doodads. So, alright, I got my my typical liquor here. Calvert is fine. Got a problem with it? Take it somewhere else. Alright, so, got my glass here. Of course, it's a bar. It's the right glass it's supposed to be. So, I'd like to give a little toast to my trip in Japan, my second one. It didn't turn out quite the way I wanted it to, but I'm glad I did it. It opened my eyes to a lot of things, made me appreciate a lot of things over there, and a lot of things back home here in Waterbury, Connecticut. So, to Japan, to Yonago, and hopefully someday I'll be able to make it back to Yamanashi. Cheers. Ugh. Yeah, that's more like it.